Hi, everyone. It's Heather Burkart with For Wellbeing, Ayurveda, and Yoga. Welcome to another yoga practice for the full moon, this time in Scorpio. The Scorpio is a deep, emotional, sometimes secretive zodiac sign. So we'll be working with some potentially deep posture, especially getting deep into the pelvic region. Scorpio is associated with the sacral chakra or Svadhisthana chakra. So we'll be working in this lower region today. Let's get started. Have some props handy, some blocks, a couple pillows, maybe even a blanket for softness. We'll start in child's pose. Knees together. And if that puts a lot of pressure on the knees, a little pillow under the seat. Walk the arms forward, stretch out the whole torso here. I like a block under the forehead. Taking a few moments to breathe here, settle in. Take a few belly breaths here. That means diaphragmatic breaths. Allowing the belly to expand on the inhale gently. Pressing the abdomen into the thighs. Breathing in all directions into the back body as well. Hello. And releasing, letting go on that exhale. Please don't scratch on my yoga mat. Thank you. And beginning again, allowing the belly to gently expand on the inhale. Hi. Okay. We need some attention right now. And then exhale, release. Drawing the belly in towards the spine, squeezing the rest of the air out. Maybe there's a gentle pause here at the end of the exhalation. We'll take one more belly breath like that. Breathing in all directions, even flaring the lower ribs. See if you can sustain the top of the inhale just for a moment. Slight breath retention. Exhale, let it go. Belly contracts at the end of the exhalation, holding breath out, only if that's comfortable. Pause in the space in between the breaths. And we'll slowly help ourselves up. Coming onto your knees. This is where you might like a little padding for your knees. I know I do. I'm going to work with a modified gate pose here. So we'll be here on our knees for a few minutes. Starting over, let's start over on the right side of the mat. Extend the left leg, coming into gate pose. Reaching the arms wide, take a breath in here, exhale, lean towards the extended leg, reach the opposite arm up and over, stretching side body, breathe into these ribs here, drop the tail, press the hips forward, good, and then sweep it through, hinge forward and stretch in the opposite direction. That'll be our first flow. Inhaling as you come through center. Exhale. Hinge forward. Reach in the other direction. Once more like that. Tuck the toes behind you for a little extra support. Press this outer foot down, especially the outer rim of the foot. Big breaths in here. Good. We'll return to the other side. Now bending this knee here and sweeping the arm around in circles here. You can switch arms. That feels good. Keep the breath flowing. Good, and we'll take a pause here, bending into this knee, stretching the inner thighs, the groins. Take a deep breath here. This can be intense, so don't push it. The mantra for the sacral chakra is VAM. Take a breath in with me. Exhale, VAM. VAM. Good. Straighten out that leg. Point the toes towards the long end of your mat. And here's where we'll find child's pose again, but this time in gate pose. Reaching the arms forward and breathe. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the groins, breathe into this deep pelvic region. Again, the mantra is VAM. Take a breath with me. VAM. Let's do that whole sequence to the other side. Bring your blanket over to the other side. Rest your knee. There, extend the other leg. Coming into gate pose on the other side. Reach the arms wide. Take a breath in. Exhale to lean over towards extended leg. Opposite arm reaches up and over. Drop the tail behind you. Tuck the toes behind you. Lengthen and reach. Breathe into the outer ribs. Full breath in, full breath out. Leaning in the opposite direction. We come over a little bit to that side. Good, that's our first flow. Exhaling through center. Inhale and side stretch. Find a breathing pattern that works for you. What I'm leading doesn't feel right? Find your own pattern that's comfortable for you. Once more, reaching in the opposite direction. Good, gate pose. And over to the other side. Good. And now circle with the arms, bending that outer leg, pointing toes away from you. Really deeply getting into those cracks and crevices down below. Reaching, extending. And then on this next exhale, holding, without holding the breath, bring the hand down for support. Again, the mantra is VAM. Deep breath in. Nice. Now coming forward into our modified child's pose here. Toes pointing towards the long side of the mat. Make a pillow with the arms, with the hands. Sink the hips back. Hinge forward at the hips. And breathe. Big belly breaths. Pressing the belly into the thigh. Feeling that gentle compression. This is stimulating, massaging, also detoxifying. Don't underestimate the power that the breath can instill with your yoga postures. Hello again. Hey. Good. I have a buddy today. This is Luna. Hey, Luna. So coming up very slowly, and we'll turn towards the front of our space. You can keep the blanket here for softness as we move into half camel twists. Starting in a kneeling position, sitting on the heels and letting the feet stretch here just for a moment. On your next inhale, reaching the right arm up, Reach the left arm back towards the left heel. Turn the body forwards towards the front of your space. Reach and breathe. If the heel feels inaccessible to you, take the hand to the back of the hip. As you press the hips forward, drop the tail, lift the heart. Breathe into the whole front body. Exhale to release. Other side. Left arm reaches up. Right arm reaches back towards the right heel, or hand comes to the hip. Pressing the hips forward, lifting the heart, relax the shoulders. Lift the gaze if that feels good too. Keep breathing. And then exhale once more to each side. Big breath if you know Ujjayi breathing. This is a great place to add warmth, stimulation, getting more internal space in the whole torso. Exhale to switch. Left arm reaches. Lift the heart, press the hips forward, drop the tail, protect the low back. Relax the shoulders, head, and neck. Smile. And exhale, slowly bring it down. Let's come down to child's pose. Once again, remember the mantra is VAM. Take a deep breath in here. Knees together, pressing into the torso. Exhale, VAM. VAM. Slowly rise, coming into kneeling position just for a moment. We'll come up onto the knees. Take the feet wide for wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita, Padottanasana. You might like some props here right underneath you as we hinge forward at the hips and release forward. Press both feet equally down into your mat. Hang out here. You're welcome to bend the knees. Let me step back just a little bit so you can see this. You can even reach the arms forward. Breathing here. While we're here, straightening out the legs, we'll take a twist to each side. Left hand down underneath you. Right arm. Right hand to the hip. Open the shoulder, the chest towards the right. Take a breath in here. Full breath in, full breath out. Release some tension. Come through center. On an exhale, inhale to come into a twist on the other side. Roll that upper shoulder away from you. Press this hand down into your support. Big breath in here, pressing this hip back. Ujjayi breathing is also very helpful. And then releasing forward. Bringing the heels in, stepping the feet together just a little bit, bend the knees, come up into goddess pose. Hands down on the sides. It's okay for the shoulders to come up towards the ears. We'll take a twist here as well. Take a breath in. Drop the hips, drop the tail, exhale. Draw the right shoulder forward, look over the left shoulder. Breathe. Hips heavy, spine long. Inhale to come through center. Press both feet strongly down. Exhale, other shoulder comes forward. Big breath in here. Inhale and complete exhale. Remember, we're drawing the belly in towards the spine at the end of that exhalation. Inhale to come back through center. Once more, forward folding if that feels good. Head can come down towards your prop. Knees can bend. And then we'll take the hips all the way down to Malasana, yogi squat. You can take your pile of pillows or a couple of blocks, place them under your seat, toes pointing away from you here as we come into Malasana. Taking a few breaths in here. Relax the shoulders, head and the neck. Long spine. Press the elbows into the knees into the elbows. The mantra for Svadhisthana is VAM. Deep breath in. If you want, you can go for a bind here. Right arm sweeps down in front of the right leg. Reach around. This other arm reaches up and over and around. You can just reach the hands towards each other, coming into Malasana twist. If you can reach your fingers, grabbing hold, coming into the bind. Open the chest, open the heart. Press both feet down to the ground. Sink the tail down as well. This is why it's helpful to have a little support underneath you. Good. Let go of that bind. Sweep the other arm down and around the other leg. This arm sweeps behind you. Reach fingertips towards each other or grab hold of fingers. Roll that upper shoulder back, open the chest, press both feet down. Breathe. Gentle compression here, or it might be a little strong compression here between the pelvic region, the abdomen, and the thigh. Breathe into that. Release, relax. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming into cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, hang on to the legs somewhere where it's comfortable, or the feet. I like to interlace fingers, scoop my fingers under the feet, press feet down into my hands, lift up and away from the feet as long as you can, lengthen the whole spine. Full breath in, full breath out, VAM on the exhale. Sending energy downward in cobbler's pose. These bija sounds or mantras are meant to awaken the chakras so that there is good flow through those channels, through those energetic channels. We'll do that once more time here. Nourishing creativity, abundance, deep feelings, the water element in the body. And if you want on that exhalation, you can bring the torso forward, hinge at the hips. Hang out here for a moment. If that's really tight in your hips, walk your feet forward just a little bit. Bring the hands down to the ground. Relax the shoulders. Lift the heart away from the belly. Long torso here so you can take nice big breaths. Slowly press yourself up. Good. Now coming onto the belly. Let's go this way. Coming down onto the belly. Lower down. Coming into cobra pose just for a moment. Elbows down. It's more of like sphinx. Elbows down. Hands pressing down. Lift the heart away from the ground. Roll the shoulders back. Press the tops of the feet down. Engage the legs. Draw the tail down. Press the whole pelvic area down. Breathing into that. Ujjayi breathing. If you're not familiar with Ujjayi breathing, on the exhale, you can sigh the breath out in a noisy way like this. And then try that with mouth closed. Sending more energy, infusing the pose with more energy and stimulation. Finding a level of ujjayi breathing that feels comfortable, more soothing as well. Good. And then coming into crocodile pose, elbows wide, make a pillow with your hands. Relax, take the feet up, wag the feet from side to side. Once again, we'll meet in child's pose. If you want, on your way back, you can maybe stretch it out in downward facing dog. That feels good. Pressing the heels towards the ground, bending the knees as much as you like, lifting the heels to stretch the feet, maybe one heel pressing down and then the other. Breathe into that stretch. And then bring the knees down, the knees together, thighs together. Bring some support in for a supported balasana, child's pose. And we'll end as we began, taking some belly breaths here in child's pose, breathing diaphragmatically as we inhale, gently expanding the belly, pressing belly into the thighs. This helps to not only stimulate the diaphragm, but strengthen it as well. It's your largest breathing muscle. So a little bit of resistance can help with strengthening it. It is a muscle. We do need to keep it strong and functional. Breathing in all directions, even flaring the lower ribs as you take that inhale. And then relax, release on the exhale, let it go. Once again, the mantra is VAM. Take a breath in. Exhale, VAM. VAM. Ending our practice in Shavasana, as always, but take a few moments for relaxation and also integration. I like a warm blanket at my feet, over my feet. Warmth can be important, especially for Vata types. Leaning back, you might like to bring knees in, give yourself a squeeze, do a little bit of rocking. You're welcome to come into in a twist before you settle down, crossing one leg over the other. Shift the hips to one side to allow the knees to relax. I like to use my hands to support here so I don't over twist. Take a breath there. Inhale, bring the knees back up, switch the cross of the legs, shift the hips over to one side. Use your hands to support the legs as they come into position. Breathe in here. Manually press that upper hip away for a little bit more space here as we breathe. And finally coming into Shavasana. Finding a shape that's comfortable. Releasing control over the breath. The breath becomes soft and passive. Releasing ujjayi. And take a moment to observe whatever it is that is happening right now. The feelings, the sensations, even the thoughts that percolate to the surface of the mind. Just let it all happen. Sit back and watch the process unfold without becoming too involved, without grasping at any thoughts or feelings. Just let it be. Let you be. When you're ready to come back, start to stretch your body any way that feels good. Rolling up, maybe with a couple of spinal rolls here. Find a comfortable shape, an upright position. We come upright, we return upright after our practice to have greater mental clarity and lightness in our minds. One hand over the heart, one hand over the abdominal area. Nice, easy breaths here. Breathe into your hand. First into your hand over your belly and then over your heart. And very gentle Durga Pranayam, 3-part breath, breathing into the belly, ribs, and chest on the inhale. And reversing the order on the exhale. Once more like that. Belly, ribs and chest. Exhale, release. We'll end with just a couple rounds of Nadi Shodhana to balance all the chakras, all the energies. You can just use your thumb and your first finger here, blocking the right thumb, taking a breath in through the left. Switch nostrils at the top of the inhalation. Exhale right. Inhale right again. Switch at the top. Exhale left. Inhale left. Switch at the top. Exhale right. Inhale right again. Switch. Exhale left. Can do a couple more rounds if you'd like. It's very calming and soothing to the nervous system. Taking a moment to end your practice with gratitude. If you want, you can join me in this gesture, bowing your head towards your heart. Honor yourself. Honor your spirit, your body, your mind. This inner dwelling spirit that animates all living beings, that gives us life and vitality, that also connects us through universal consciousness. In other words, namaste. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. I hope you found this to be helpful for this full moon in Scorpio. This is Heather Burkart with Her Wellbeing, Ayurveda, and Yoga. I hope to see you next time. You can go to my website at herwellbeing.com and find more resources to balance your body, mind, and spirit all month long. Take care.